people available when we needed them.
That's a little pup that you picked up, isn't it?
That was Brother Young's little dog. And now this looks like Vernon Lawrence coming out. This is my Charles Brandt. There's Norma Veland. This is Brother Young and his wife and Martha, their daughter. She was still there. Morse Mill Baptist Church. I started going there in the early 50s, and I'm real proud to be a member. You can see all our cars, and it dates it by the looks of the cars. Wouldn't you like to have one that good now? Wouldn't get very good gas mileage either, but and we didn't pay much for the gas. But we see these cars. We could haul a lot of people. We could stack them up. That is that's Tom DeNoon and somebody. This is some of our little ones. Here is some of our younger couples. They're beginning to come out in couples now, you will notice. And some of them did marry. This is the Henderson family that just went by. They lived over on B next towards the, Hillsborough. Got too fast here. There's Ari DeNoon. There's Mr. Fisher. There is some of our old timers that come back to visit. And if they didn't give me their names, I didn't know who they were. This is our 75th celebration. Again, there's our cake and our eating. You notice we always had to eat. I guess I got them spliced, separated here. But I gave you the program a while ago. There's Pauline Brinley. And there's other people that came back for this special occasion. Most of them are gone now, of the older ones. Brother Blake from the children's home is still living. I talked to him on the phone. That's Mrs. Young. She's gone. Tom DeNoon. Jim. There's Brother Howard. He was back for the celebration. There's Berneva. Our DeNoon. See, our former members come back for our 75th. We were so proud and happy. That's Edwards. There's Reen Priest. Were you there? Mm-hmm. Look at that table. There's Grandpa Wiley. There is Mrs. Harrison, Marie Harrison. She's still living yet. And there's Mrs. Blake talking to someone. They would know all these old timers. And just think of their faith way back then is what we have today. Here's a picture with our cake with 75 years. And now I hope we have one for the 100th year. And I hope you all enjoy our 100th year celebration. This was part of our program. People speaking. I wished I knew all these names. There's Mrs. Whitehead. She later became Mrs. Valley because she married Mr. Valley after Mrs. Valley passed away. There's Mr. Blake, Charles Brandt, Tom DeNoon, Jim DeNoon, Brother Young, then we're into having a little surprise shower for them and a cake. They're both gone home to be with the Lord. This was our bus for a while, I guess, because we had a lot of them on it. This is another one of our youth activities. There's Donna Carroll. We haven't been able to locate her. We'd like to locate them because her grandfather was a deacon for a while in our church, but we haven't been able to locate him. His name was Martin. This is when Lee Hutchison was crowned king.
That was Jake and Julia. Oh, Jake and Julia Webb.
And Jake and Julia Webb did it, but who was a queen? Can you identify her for that year? This is when they had the runner-ups, which was Sharon and Don Hutchison.
Who that other girl was?
Yes, and that's Diana Carroll, and you're right. There's Donna Sue Sparks. There's a Gensler girl. There's Harrison girl. There's John Dunnigan. There's the Montgomery girl. Okay, this is at one of our youth revivals, and they always had some activities, and so they really have a good time. The youth group came from our Missouri Baptist Extension at Tower Grove. Several of our youth went there and then went on to finish college either at Bolivar or down in Arkansas, or even Sharon went to Oklahoma. But it was a real treat to them and a real experience to get to go without having to go so far from home. That's Ray and B. DeWeese, Brother Young, Hutchison. I wished I could name all of these, but I can't. But you know they were there because you can see them. But I'm sure if you're watching it, you will recognize you. The Harper girl. There's Winthy Wiley. Who? There's John Wilson. Here comes Don Hutchison and Sharon when they was crowned. They were a king and queen that year. We don't have that anymore, but it was a big thing for the youth at that time. There's Steve Bush. He was later killed in Vietnam. It's the only one of our members we lost in Vietnam. Really touched, with all our boys in service, it really touched home. And there's Linda DeWeese. She's